Today is the beginning of a perfect stretch of weather for making hay, so we're gonna hook up some old iron and drag it around the meadow. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a struggle to get everything lined up and hooked in. All right, draft links hooked up, top link hooked up, PTO hooked up. Now let's see what we can do. There are those, I'm sure, who might wonder why I go through so much just to mow a little over an acre of hay. The only thing we use the hay for is for mulching the garden and to give away to friends who grow food. But one of the things that we try to do here is control all inputs and outputs. And I figure if I'm going to have weeds, I want them to be my weeds. What I'm looking for when I adjust this is to make sure that the cutter bar is angled just slightly up. And I try to cut to where I'm leaving the grass maybe 2 or 3 inches long. There you have it. Fresh cut hay. Tomorrow, hook up the tedder and spread it out, dry it for a few days, and then bring out the baler. All right, let's hook up the tedder here and go turn some hay. Like all of my implements, I searched the internet, found them online. This tedder I found down in southern Vermont. All told, between sickle bar mower, this tedder, side delivery rake, and my baler, I've got less than $3,000 invested in the whole haying outfit. Absolutely perfect drying conditions for here in Vermont. High temperature today will get up close to 80, but the key thing is that the humidity is extremely low for here. And I'll turn this over one more time tomorrow and then bale on either Monday or Tuesday. I gotta tell you, watching hay dry sure is a lot more fun than watching paint dry. See what I mean? Next up is my John Deere 660 roller bar side delivery rake. This rake was manufactured from the mid-70s until the early 80s. I suppose I could, from the serial number, figure out exactly what year it was made, but I purchased this rake from my nephew when he went out of farming, and brought it from the northeast kingdom of Vermont down to here to rake up our small meadow. It's old, but it does a great job. Takes a bit to get it adjusted to elevation. I want it to be lower on the right side and higher on the left where it kicks the hay up. Around the garden, I first make a slow pass to draw the hay away from the fence. One of the things that we've become very used to over the years is working in small spaces, and this homestead is all about everything that's just the right size and nothing more. One thing I found with this side delivery rake in combination with my 60-year-old baler is that it likes to get a couple of passes with the rake in order to twist the hay up, kind of rope it. Now, the oldest piece of iron that I've got, my John Deere 24 key baler. These balers, the 24 key model, were made between the mid-60s and early 70s. Again, I'm not sure exactly what year this baler was manufactured, but it's probably in the vicinity of 60 years old. These balers were made at the time that I was a kid, surrounded by hay fields on all sides. And during those days, the tractors that were pulling them around the fields were the old, what they call Johnny Poppers, because those old two-cylinder gasoline-powered tractors had a very distinctive pop, 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 pop sound. At the time, we were using a belly-mounted sickle bar mower on the mid-50s Johnny Popper and one of these 24T balers. This one has survived the test of time. These old balers have got to be either the creation of Rube Goldberg or certainly inspired by some of his machines. There's nothing more, well, at least to me, fascinating than watching these knotters in action. It's just an amazing synchronization of moving parts, which interestingly has changed little in many of the square balers still manufactured today. If it works, keep it going. First, I'll hand crank the flywheel and run it through a cycle, cut the old twine out of it, and then power it up by the tractor and run it through a few cycles before stringing a new twine. Small scale haymaking, 30 horsepower tractor, 40, 50, 60-year-old iron. It does the job. Beautiful square bales. For the benefit of the garden and friends. Hey, hey, hey. First apple of the season. Our Tunbridge Early Transparents are a heirloom variety that a lot of people around here prize, and they come in early August. Not really a storage apple. They are quite good though in applesauce and applesauce.